Hi everybody, this is Al Spath on Positive Poker Insiders. We got a special treat for you today. We're over at True Poker. I'm playing two tables at True Poker today. You can see them up on the screen. They're 5 cent, 10 cent, but we have a special guest. We got Johann, is it Schiefer?
Schiefer. It's called Schiefer.
Schiefer.
Yeah.
Johann Schiefer. He's coming to us from Fair Poker Coaching, which is a new site. Him and his partner is Nick. He's not there today, but he'll be around, I'm sure, another day to talk to us and say hello and see what he has to offer. Their contact point there on Facebook is Fair Poker Coaching. If anybody wants to follow them there and check them out, I'm just going to fold on these two hands here. But what Johann's going to do today is treat me like a student that's been around, has some leaks in his game, knows a little bit about poker, but we're going to just do these nickel dime things so we can do some talking. I'll make all the actions. He'll tell me afterwards what he would do, and he'll ask me why I did that, and we'll bounce things back off each other, and we'll get different ideas. That sound good to you, Johann?
Yeah, sounds good. Hello, guys.
Okay. So everybody they'll be coming in a short amount of time, and we'll talk to them when they get into the chat. But do you have your Twitch page up by any chance?
I can open it.
Yeah, open it up just to see if the two tables are recording nicely. Because if I bring mine up, it's going to interfere with the.
Okay,
I don't have a second.
just check it. Just need the link. Can you ship me the link in Skype?
I can't do. It's just put in Positive Poker Insiders. It'll take you right there.
Jetzt, yeah, it's going. Just to check it.
Yeah, and now there's a minute and 45-second delay. Okay, go ahead.
Got some commercials.
You know what? I don't know if mine is. I'm gonna have to do that to mine too. See? And I'm gonna mess up this whole video.
We'll manage this. Just let's this stuff
Yeah,
down
mine
and
was
then we
on
start
mute.
playing.
Mine was
Just
on
commercials. Not sure if it works.
Yeah.
I have to turn off the sound.
Yep, I had mine screwing up as well.
Okay, just I think it takes 10 seconds, then I'm ready.
Okay.
Still commercials.
I know. I don't know how to eliminate them. So.
Mazda commercials. Okay, yeah. Now
Okay, so on this one table here, I'm going to be first in here. I'm just going to raise the big blind. I'm not used to these buttons over here. Now I hit the 6 here, and I'm just going to, in my opinion, I'm just going to check and let him take over here. I've hit the set, and I'm going to just let him put money in the pot. If I bet here, I might just push him out of the pot.
First, I wouldn't have raised to 4 times the blinds in small blind.
No, I hit the wrong button. I'm not used to these. I play at a different site.
Please bet now. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Never check the flop. Never slow play a monster.
Okay.
If he has an ace or check, you want him to stack anyways. I mean that you won't stack a check. Now you maybe will. I think this was a huge mistake to check, to be honest. Would never slow play without knowing anything about the opponent. Let's see, you lost value. We could have stacked him. Definitely was a check or an ace. So I don't want you to check with a set when I'm your coach, okay? So
okay.
always bet it out unless you have a good reason to do so.
Absolutely, and I'm going to do things that a player in my position that has a leak is. I want you to point those things out. I don't care about the money that I lose or win at the table here. Don't worry about that. And I have to make the action so there's no collusion or anything. But after I do it, absolutely jump in and say what you would recommend,
yeah.
Okay?
So definitely never slow play unless you have a good reason. For example, if you know the opponent likes to bet a lot, or I don't know, you don't have a hut or anything, right? So the first thing I would say to my student is just get a hut going. Because there's a lot of stuff out there available, like Poker Tracker 4, or I prefer Holder Manager 2.
Yes.
And you just miss too many infos without having a hut, and you just playing like poker in the dark in a lot of situations. So at least you have to take notes. Yeah, please raise. According raise sizes, I would do a standard raise size for each position.
At the other site, I would normally hit the pot button here. This would be on 25 cents, but I got lazy here and I hit
Yeah, I
the
think it doesn't matter if it's
two.
three big
It's
blinds or
close. It's very close
25
enough.
cents. Yeah, fold the 9-6 off. I think King 10 is anyways suited broad with a standard open raise at each position.
Once again, this is Johann, and he's in, what town is it that you're in?
It's Austria. It's called small town Wieselburg with 5,000 citizens.
5,000 people in
Yeah,
Austria. All right.
it's a small town, but I lived a lot of
I know a
years
lot
there.
of people play these suited cards, but I'm not
No,
inclined to.
no, that this is never an open in the early position. I would not snap fold 8-6. I would just take a look first if there is a fish in the big blind or in the small blind. Then I would think about calling 8-6. Since there's a short there, I would don't like an overcall anyways.
You
I think,
raised to 30 cents?
yeah, I don't care about the raise size. I just
Really?
check if there is an opponent in the big blind. A weak opponent I can stack probably, but he's not full stacked, so we cannot take the odds, and we don't have the implied odds to make a call and stack him, because if you want to hit 2 pair, for example, you just hit it around 5.5%, 2 pair or better. So you need 20 times the amounts you call to have a break-even call only.
Mm-hmm.
And so these $4 are not enough. You need, I think, 30 cent multiplied with 20 is $6. So this wouldn't be enough. There would have been 2 players in the pot, but anyways, for me it's more a 3-bet than a call versus unknown, because people tend to fold a lot out of position, and I just call these suited connectors and one cappers if I know a leak of the opponent. A 6 off is an okayish call because you get good
Six bucks,
odds.
made
It's
a
1
dime,
to
and I was closing the betting.
no, you were in the big blind, right?
Yeah, I was
It
closing the
was a
betting.
min raise and small blind opened, and I hate this donk lead. um,
Why?
because I think a check raise is even better than a donk lead. Just thinking about the a6 suited, I think you can call this. You have like 25% equity with a gutshot and a straight draw, and now I would just give it up anyways. 2 people called, you are beat 100% at this ace 4-6 spot. You have a gutshot as default. I would check raise or give up, but I don't check raise an ace high when he bets into 2 people. And I think donk is a huge mistake, because if you have a strong hand, you would never donk lead it. Yeah, aces is a good race.
No, that's very good advice. And those of you that watch all my videos will see that most of the time, out of the blinds, I always recommend the check raise, and I almost constantly recommend the check raise. And here I raised here under the gun and didn't get any
Okay,
action.
it's just I want to tell so much about this sport anyways, but the time runs away having only 2 tables going, but it's good.
So
So ace 8 I would just start bluff 3 betting. So normally the suited aces in the small blind are for me, I would not fold, I would raise.
you would
To
raise. I would
raise.
fold. I would fold it. Tell everybody why you would raise there.
I would raise because as default people are also overfolding, especially on the low stakes in my opinion. Also on the button they fold more than 50%. You have a good equity hand, you have a blocker hand, you have the ace blocker, so you block his nuttish hands, like yeah, you can fold 3-4 off.
You think he was stealing then because of his position? In most cases, it was more of a steal, and if I would have played back at him, that most of the time I would have won that pot uncontested.
Yeah, and if not, you have good equity hand, you have a drawing hand, you can bluff him out of the pot, you can hit your ace and can be good. 4-5 is really loose, open, to be honest. We can discuss this. Did not finish this hand. You also see this LXAR is a small stake player in the big blind. Looks like a fishy player. I'm not sure if this is a small stake player with a 30 BBs. Um, but
With the
I
fire
think he will
there.
also open raise a loser. Okay, let's go to this 4-5 off.
That's okay.
I wouldn't have open raised 4-5 off without knowing anything about the players. Learn them 50, I would give up now. I would never bluff this. I think this is huge spew. I wouldn't have seeped versus 2 people on a connected board like this. Once you
What do
call,
you put? What do you put him on here? I want you to tell me what you put him on here.
minimum a straight or a
So
flush.
you put him on the jack, not the flush, not just a king or anything.
No, he never has a king. Maybe he has a king with
We're just going to do it to show everybody.
with a club, but or something
Just
like
a
this
hand.
with a nut
But
flush.
but see, I think Johann, I think that a lot of people that play down at these micro limits feel like they're playing monsters under the bed. They're giving people much more credit for hands than they should. I think they most of the time they're playing less. Excuse me.
Yeah, no
Hopefully,
problem.
we'll get that call. I just think that they never really have the goods down here unless on a turn or
Yeah,
something
and I
they
mean now
show.
you can mark this player anyways as fish because he did in a small blind call ace 10 off, what is not a standard call in my opinion.
No, absolutely. And for
So
those,
since we know the
go
before we
ahead.
didn't know if he's a fish or a good player, so now we know he's a weak player because he called his hand. But you were the weaker ones because he opened the 5-4 off. In my opinion, what should not be a standard open. I would not steal 100%. I mean, it could be occasion now because we know this
No, I
150.
have no problem with you saying that. I'm going to do things to make you point things out. That's the purpose of the
Yeah, I'm
session here.
just saying if you
I,
would
I
become a
would not,
student,
and anybody that watches my videos know that that would have been 4 or 5 suited. Yes, I probably would.
so
It's only a 3% difference. I know that, but you probably see in my videos that a certain number of times I would do it. By the way, folks, you could reach Fair Poker Coaching at fairpokercoaching@gmail.com, and they're on Facebook, as I mentioned. And their goal is they want to make coaching for everybody achievable and offer free group coaching once a week.
yeah,
So
exactly.
that's a great invite. So you should check them out. You should like their page today. Now $1.30. This guy raised. This guy re-raised.
A good fold in my opinion. So I
Okay.
mean the 4-5 just want to finish this. It can be an open when you know there are two weak players behind, and now we know this. So next time you could even open 100% from the button, in my opinion. Just
Yeah.
try to hit your hand and stack them and use your position. So when I have this info, I could open raise loser, and I think the flop seabed was just bad into two people on a connected board. You can't bet with no equity hand. It's just what I wanted to say. And after we saw this call, yes, we know now this is a fish, and a fish of course can have anything. He can have a one pair hand calling with a club. But the normal reg would not call this. What is he doing? He's
I
tanking.
don't know what he's doing in a 5 cent, 10 cent calling time.
Fall asleep on the button.
um, One thing that we've been trying to add over here at Positive Poker Insiders, those of you that know me know that I don't teach with the HUD. I don't teach with Poker Tracker because I teach a lot of people that go play live and they don't have those tools
Okay,
available
yeah.
to them. So I stick to reads on the table and interpreting things. So I'm at a disadvantage. I point that out in lots of my videos. But what, Dave Romer, who's the lead instructor at Poker School Online, who's
You
just
should.
started streaming
No,
for
no, no. Oh,
Oh,
man.
oh, 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 oh,
Never
I'm
fold an
sorry.
ace
I
on the
was too
button.
busy talking. I was too busy talking. I
Please
didn't
don't
even
fold ace
notice.
9 and rebuy on table 1. You always have to. You should. There is an option probably on the software where you can set this on. Not sure what.
I normally don't do that so they can tell how much I've invested in the hand and what I haven't invested in the hand. Okay.
Fold the ace
But
9.
I'm
No, no,
very
no. This is
rarely
not.
am I down.
You should rebuy on the first table, on the left table, and on the right. This is a bit. I'm sorry, a fishy play.
Tell me what. I'm doing some things because I want you to point them out to people. Okay, you have to play along a little bit
Yeah,
here.
you could now just see bet half, but I would check it down. I would not see bet because the cutoff opening range is tighter. I wouldn't have never
Okay,
have seen
but I
bet.
can't do what you say because of collusion. I don't want anybody seeing a video and saying that I'm doing what you say, so I'm going to take different action.
Yeah.
Don't worry
S-
about it. Don't worry about it.
So you have a no suited ace blocker. The cutoff range is really strong. There are better hands, more with better playability. You can 3-bet. And you see, but I hate the check on a turn once you see but the flop because with a turn bet you have oh my god.
Oh, what happened?
You got lucky.
You just told me check raise goods out of the blind.
You do random stuff.
I
You could have achieved the same with a bet because he had nothing, you know. If you
know.
just bet the queen, then he will fold the third pair anyways. So
Listen, everybody. Johann's being a good sport here today because I'm trying to put him into testing situations, and I can't do that if I play ABC poker. The hands are and the mistakes are not going to come up. So everybody has to understand. I have to create environment for him to comment. His comments are right on point. Everybody should listen to this. His comments are right on point. Don't go by the results of I won that hand. His comments are correct. I'm trying to set up a situation where you can follow and track what you should do. So please understand, we're doing something different here today. If I would have brought somebody else into play at the table that didn't know what to do and was asking for coaching advice, it'd be a complete different scenario. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to put Johann into situations so that we get the value out of this hour and you see many different hands played different ways and he can comment on it, okay? And he's right on point on everything he's saying. So listen to him. I'm playing the
Fold.
student that has leaks and holes in his game.
Yeah, by the way, now since you played this hand like this, we should think about our image maybe, because I think you will get a maniac image if you continue playing like this. So this could be funny. Um, you can use your image to make the opponents make mistakes in the future. So maybe we do some crazy plays and then slow down and only play normal, or play with nuttish hands, strong moves, and then they will pay off
Would
probably.
you have folded that ace-3 there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think ace-3 off is open on the button, but not on an earlier position. Maybe on the cutoff if there are two fishes in the blinds.
Okay.
Because we have an ace high and we can see the showdown often cheaply or even win with a 3 or so. So we can outplay them. Position is always the key. This
I
is for
like
me.
to call in this situation. You like to raise in this situation.
No, I would not raise because they are two fishes and they are not likely to fold. And I think I would also call because both are not full stacked. And I just try to hit my hand. And once I don't hit my hand, I'm folding ace-7. I'm just giving up. We are stacking the fish when we hit our pair and dominate them because they have a wider range. And I
Now,
think
based on his bet, not his bet, based on his bet, do you think that he hit something here, or do you think he's just got overcards?
no, in general he's weaker, but fishes don't bet out randomly. Also, he could also bet a weak 10 like this. So fish, of course, if he pots it, normally pots is a population tendency. It's always stronger in 90% of the cases. Half pot is normally weaker, yes.
Yeah,
But you see, he didn't fold to a raise, so he has to have something. I would tend it was a lot. Probably it was not a 10 because he would never fold a 10 on the
I
turn.
think he probably had something like ace jack or something like that. I would have come up if
Could
he was against me there and he put 45 cents half pot bet and this guy would have folded. I would have come over the top of him and taken it away from him.
Yeah, you could do it.
That's how I would have played that hand.
But
No
it's
other way I would have played.
readless without knowing anything. I would not bluff raise this with just two overcards.
Yeah.
Because I think you see it didn't fold and you didn't hit your hand. Of course, you would have hit it now, but
Yeah,
you
that's
just
the
have 25%
thing.
equity against the pair. Fish will never fold a pair to a check raise. You're just folding out air anyways. And as you said, I don't think he will fold ace check. So what do you accomplish with a check raise of king check? Nothing, in my opinion. So
I
I would rather raise like a hand of ace 10 when he bets like this and just get it in happily. Because then we dominate all his 10s, or maybe king 10 even. But
that's true.
yeah, open ace 10. I think the raise size on the low stakes doesn't matter if you open. I just wouldn't min raise. I would make it 25 cents or 30 cents like you did. Um, I think even 30 cents is better, to be honest, on the low stakes because you have skill advantage. I mean, if you play normal or if you took a lot of coachings.
No, that's okay. What we're gonna do is it says 12:16 right now. So what I want to do is um, play. I'm gonna continue to play this way until the bottom of the hour, and then I'm gonna tighten up and play completely different way, and then. Man, all of a sudden today, the same person keeps calling back.
I'm happy nobody calls me now. No, raise.
What did you say? Don't raise?
You raise, please. I thought you fold.
No. This one I'm gonna fold. So at the bottom of the hour, I'm going to switch up and play a completely different style so that you can comment on that, okay?
Yeah, it would be funny. So, I mean, we can also play any two and see how it works out, and then we have a good image if you tighten up then later. Would be interesting.
And nobody even wants any part of me right now. They think I'm a maniac.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we can now play any two and see how it works out, and then in like 20 minutes or so,
All right,
slow down.
we'll do that. Okay, we'll
Just
try that.
just for fun. Let's see how people react and if they react anyways or not. So
Mm, I don't think so.
I think a7 you should more open raise than king 6. I think a7 is an must open.
Ace, Harrington
I
says
was
ace,
offsuit,
ace
sorry.
eight and above, and I like ace eight and above. That was on the fence. Okay, um,
Um,
I'm gonna check and see what they bet.
yeah, the problem is this the guy left behind you is he's so short. So we
I
will
would
have
think he's got at least the jack here. I don't want any part
no,
of this.
there's not a
I don't have
jack, but he
anything
will not
else.
fold any pair. So
Waste any money here,
no, no.
any more than I already had.
But just in case we're raising now, we're just doing to create an image. I normally wouldn't recommend this.
No,
Interesting. Yeah, queen. What do you think about the queen 7 off?
I don't. I'm not interested in it. I'm out of position. I don't care what the odds are here. I don't. I know the computer. That's the computer hand. They ran it a million times in a simulation, and it turned out to be the best hand. But even if I was closing the betting for what 30 cents, I was getting five and a
Well,
half to one.
yeah, no, you can't call for the odds. This hand plays so bad. Yeah, call min raise is fine. I think normally when people min raise on the cutoff, especially, they have a weaker range. And I'm interested how you play now this
I
is
check
6
raise
match.
this.
Why do you want to check raise this?
Why?
Yes.
I check raise it because I don't think he has anything. I have a pair, and I also have a
But when
overcard.
he
I also
has
have a
nothing,
black.
why do you want to make him fold? Why don't you call?
Okay, you say call.
Yeah. I think now a check raise as a bluff is way better than the check raise on the flop because now we have a blocker. We can represent the flush. We could call, but we don't know if we get the implied odds. I think you can try. You can try to get him off a hand. If he has a flush, he will ship now anyways. We block a lot of the flushes he can't have. He can't have the nut flush because we block it. I think once he calls, we are done with the hand. We don't continue. We beat maybe a hand like 10-9. If he doesn't turn it into a bluff. You could also check call, but only if you know you
King
have...
two with the king of diamonds. I guess you beat.
yeah, I think it's a fold.
That's a
This move will work often enough in my opinion. And he can bluff this queen to take you off another hand. And you just can't check call on the turn out of position when you don't know if he bets the river if you hit. So I think it was okay, but I would never check raise the flop.
Don't tell me what you would do here, okay? Don't say he called that raise. The likelihood of him having an ace is pretty good, but if he doesn't have an ace, he can't stick around either. So the odds are that he's going to fold most of those hands. And to me,
I think it's a...
I see bet.
Yeah, you can see but this. I think you can also see but it even a 1/3 pot only. He's a small stack player. If he has, you just fold out air anyways. So I think versus a weaker player 1/3 is enough. You can also then see if he picks up on it and raises you. I'm never c-betting this 1/3 if he is full stacked. Then I would also bluff at half pot, but I think it was not big of a deal if you bet 1/3 or half pot.
For those of you that are new to the stream, that are just coming into the stream, some people watching the stream right now do not have a name on Twitch, so they don't show up in the Twitch stream. That's one of the fallacies. Now, see, in this particular case, I'm inclined to make this bet a raise, but only up to like 65 cents.
Why do you just min raise this spot? And
I don't want to just min raise it.
I hate this min raise, and I hate why I didn't rebuy before, because now you have got the best hand
Yeah.
possible, and you have not
Only
a full
got
stack, and you get not paid off if you
$10.
get it in. Yeah, just see, but it is not the best flop. You just should just
That's
have...
kind of wet. It could hit a lot of his hands, but give him a lot of draws.
Yeah, definitely bet now. I mean, we are not folding this hand. Once he doesn't raise the flop, we most likely ahead anyways. Bet the turn, yeah, 2/3 and then ship the river when he calls again. Now you see you have a bit of a sizing problem. You have to bet 3 times really big in a 3-bet pot because you did just min raise.
Yeah.
If you're... I think
Go ahead. I'm going to do what I'm going to do anyhow.
We are now committed. I would not fold anyways. Also, I think we'll lose more often than we are
I
ahead.
think he had the nuts.
Yeah, he can also chip ace queen. I don't know if he hits top pair. Um, I just if you make it bigger, he maybe folds even check nine. I think the three bet size was a big mistake. Just letting him in call, giving him the odds to call with anything stupid. He raises. If you just make it $1, he probably folds his hand, and you win, and you don't lose this hand.
Good point. No, excellent,
Um,
excellent point.
and so this was misplayed according pre-flop. It was not a post-flop mistake. I
Now,
think at these limits, I would never fold this if he jams the turn. We have to
no,
understand that
not
it's sorry.
not with the size of our stacks
No,
included.
no, we did commit ourselves on a turn, and
Right.
it would be
Now,
easier if you just make just have a standard size for three betting with your bluffs and your value hands. And ace three is close, but we know there are weak players behind, so you can raise it. Um, it's just the thing with the three betting. I just make a bigger three bet size in two cases. First, the player is weak and doesn't pick up on it. And second, we are both deeper and we want to get in the money easier if we hit than when we are deep. So
do you know who Jonathan Little and Ed Miller are?
oh no,
Okay.
you tell me.
Hang on a second. In this particular case,
I would not call this.
I have I'm out of position here. I like the hand, but I'm out of position facing under the gun raised, so it's an easy throwaway for me. But I like that hand, but I can't. If I was on the button, I would think about doing something there, or, but not in the position I was at.
Yeah, I agree. But I'm still just calling versus early position raise if I have any read about how the player plays.
Right?
Because his range is so strong that you will only get paid off if you hit him. And of course you can hit, but you will face a lot of aggression.
Hmm.
And I want to hit also I want to win also the pot if I don't hit. And I need to know if you, for example, if you folds a lot of raises, if it just is a one and done kind of guy that just see what's the flop here, fold check 7, and then check folds the turn a lot, then you can call a lot looser. But you need always a plan for the hand. I just don't call a hand because I like the hand. I call because I think I can outplay the player or I'm ahead. Mm,
Well, Ed Miller is a noted. He's written 10 books on poker. He's one of the best known poker authors and players around. And Jonathan Little is also a world-class poker. He's won many events around the world, and he writes a lot of books. And Jonathan, both of them say the same thing. When you get, especially in the lower limits, but they're not talking about nickel dime either. They're talking usually 1-2 games and things like that. That when you do get a premium hand, because you seldom get premium hands, you don't want to push out potential earnings by taking it down pre-flop. You're going to make more money after the flop. So, give them comfortable odds to call, but don't give them extremely bad odds to call in those cases. So there, I bet that one there about I went to I think 65. He bet 30. I just went a little over min. They're saying go ahead and take that race. You're going to win that race. They're not going to flop a straight like that all the time or anything like that.
yeah, that's true. But maybe because he could also call one. The thing is, mm, it's also kind of you when you have a strong hand, you want to make the pot bigger to get all the money easier in. If you make it like this, you always have to bet huge, and then um, I think you can't say it that clear because let's give an example. You raise what do you raise? Jacks. The flop
Hmm.
is queen deuce 3. He called eights. You get only like one or two barrels, most likely one.
Yes.
You see, but when you make it like three quarters on the flop, he maybe even folds second pair because he's scared, but he folds latest on the turn. But
Hmm.
if you made the pre-flop bigger, he will call, so you have the pot of $2. Then you make two half-pot seepers, and he will still call twice with second pair because you just choose a smaller size. And then you get more out of this hand than just if you make a min raise and then just bet huge when he folds in the turn always. So it's just how you create a scenario. So it can be good for a lot of hands if you make it smaller, but also worse. So and that's why I prefer a bigger size, bigger raise. And for example, if you bluff, you never would bluff min raise. That's the next argument. If you min raise, you will always get a call, and if you bluff, you don't want to get always a call. You want to make them fold, so
Hmm.
you should choose a bigger size. So that's why I'm on the bigger side. Um, 3-bet size. Do you get what I mean?
I do. I do. I'm hoping that everybody else is listening and everybody will listen later on will understand that as well. I was fascinated by the way you said huge.
Uh,
You say it like Arnold does.
King 4 is interesting.
I don't like. I prefer.
If the, I mean, it's a fold because the player is so short in a big blind. If we would know something and have a tight image, we could even bluff this. But with our image, it would be a bad 3-bet in my opinion because if he's picking up on that what we did before the last 20 minutes, he never would fold, I think. Yeah, ace-7 fold. It can versus some players, it can be a good bluff 3-bet, but in this situation, never because we have a short player behind and you would never like jam and call it off with king 4 suited just only. Because the shorter the people get, the more they are likely to get it in. Of course, also with bullshit hands, but also with any ace or pockets, and you're always behind them. It's just about this king 4 hand. Queen 7 off, yes, it's normally a fold, and now this is, for example, if you would have a heart, then there could be also cases where you could defend Queen 7 off. Sounds maybe weird now, but if you know the player is always a one and done player, or if he just c-bets 40% and checks behind and then gives up always, then you have an auto profit spot defending any two. So the heart could help you in a lot of situations. Now I'm curious about how you play this board with this hand. Ace King on 9-4-6. What do you want to do? Why do you bet this big, or why do you bet?
Well, I have nothing other than high cards in this particular. I have a backdoor flush draw, but I don't have anything. If I can get him out here, it's profit to me. If he check raises me like that, then I have the decision whether or not I want to call him. That's a pretty big check raise there. He's putting me on overcards, so I would think that he's got either the 9 or he hit a set here, and I'll just let it go.
Yeah, I think you can call with this hand. I think this is a flop that gets check raised in general, more than normal, especially given the positions. I would never have c-bet this unless I know he's not check raising much, but I think
take the free card.
Take the free card, hit the king or an ace, and definitely call the turn, because he can then start bluffing all his busted overcards like king queen, queen check. We get value from these hands, and we had a backdoor draw also. So I think we get way more value from the bluff stuff when we check behind. And we can be ahead versus his calling range, because in the big blind people defend wider, especially big blind versus the button. And I think you don't have much fold equity with c-bet on this board. Just fold out the hands you beat anyways, so there is no reason for me to c-bet.
All right, folks. Now listen, we're going to change it up. I was going to do something else at 12:30, but I'm going to do something completely different. They got $10 here, which is max. I can't add anything. I got 11 here. I can't add anything. I'm going to let Johann tell me exactly what to do. I'll do exactly what he wants to do. You tell me here.
Yeah, just fold.
Okay.
It's just...
So from this point, for the next 15, 20 minutes, Johann's going to have the control. I'm not worried about the money, whether I win or lose. It's a matter of what he's saying to do and why, okay?
Yeah. So what we can see so far is that on the left table we have a lot of weak players. And the right table seems more raggish. I would open this, I would fold it because we have a short player behind. And this seems more the rag table. So on the left table I would have opened it, but not on the right. This is a hand you can open, but not 100%. When you know there are fishes in the blinds and you have position on them, I would always raise this hand. But so on the left table I would, but not on the right.
Yes.
Because versus fishes, yeah, it's a good playability hand. Of course, high card value counts more versus fishes than low card, because if fishes have a pair, they don't fold it. But anyways, I think it's good enough when you have position versus weak players. But it's not necessary to play it when there are more rags behind. Yeah, fold, check, 5 off. We could talk about what percentage do we raise in general. Depends each position. I think ace king is a standard open. Just make for now, yeah, 30 cents each position. Open raise makes it easier, and I think it's reasonable given the player pool. In early position, I think between 15 and 70% is a good standard percentage to open. This includes all the suited broadways, the wheel suited aces if the players are weak, otherwise you let them go. I would just call. I think a 4-bet would be an overplay given the positions, because I think even on the micro stakes normally this is just like ace king, queens, kings, aces, and this is the range you're behind you. Now you as a big, I just call one because we have top pair, top kicker, but on the turn honestly I think about folding. If he now checks, he doesn't have queens. Um, I think he has like his king hand most likely also. I would bet it just half pot. Or if he shoves it, I think I'm not calling, because then we're just calling for a split pot, and I think he never check shove ace king. In this case he seemed to bluff us, so probably I don't think it was jacks or tens. Maybe it was just a suited ace or so.
Yeah, I think the most important thing for everybody to take away from that was the fact that he called on the flop when he bet out. He didn't re-raise. He didn't go away thinking the guy had the queens. Call the one time, see what the guy, because the pressure goes back on the other person who's out of position, whether to lead. Once you call like that, and if he doesn't have the queen, he has to suspect that maybe you've hit the queen, so he slows down, and you win a lot of hands that way.
Yeah, you can give up the 3 deuce. What I wanted to add is a flop like queen, queen, king hits always the caller more than the preflop aggressor, because I think it's unlikely in the blinds when you get the 3-bet versus the early positions that they 3-bet a hand like king, queen, ace, queen.
Mhm.
I think the higher you move up, the more this 3-bet king, queen, ace, queen is a bluff, because also of the blocker effect, but still not given the positions we had. So this is a flop that hits us the most, and he will not stack off with aces, not happily at least. So maybe on this limit he will stack off and will never fold, but yeah, this flop hits more us than him. It's just, you should know this.
Like you were talking, I folded those two hands.
Yeah, this is okay.
Any questions from anybody out there, just put them in chat and Johann, glad to answer them.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. If no
Those
spot
of
comes
you,
up, we have enough time to talk.
those of you that are watching this in some social media content, then if you have a question, you can email those to fairpokercoaching@gmail.com to get one of the coaches there, either Nick or Johann, and they'll answer your questions. They asked you in return if you would just, either like their Facebook page or be a member over there and spread the word.
King 7 you can fold for now. We don't have any infos. We keep the stealing range tighter in the small blind. King Queen is an open. And there was a raise. Didn't get it. So good we folded.
30.
Yeah, 30. Like on the low limits we can raise 3 big blinds. It's okay. You can also make 25 cents, but
You can
doesn't
make
matter.
it 40 cents, is okay?
No, I wouldn't change it now. We just did it 30 cents the whole time. Never change your raise size now. I would c-bet this. We have a straight draw. 2 overs. Definitely c-bet. I think. Also,
Yeah.
this is the small blind. We are not folding in case he raises.
How about this one?
Um, I think I would just fold it for now. We don't have infos. We don't have a HUD. We don't know how the player plays still. He looks more a better player.
It's got $23 to prove
No,
it.
yeah, we didn't go out of line before.
This guy check raised again.
Yeah. So I think we can call one. It's close. We block a flush draw at least. So just let's see.
Red nine.
And I think on a turn we have to let it go when he bets big, because we don't get the reverse. The implied odds, because we
We
need.
got it, yeah.
If he bets now, we need around 4 to 5 times the amount he's betting. So if he bets 4, he has only 5 behind, and we don't have the implied odds. So 3 is really close. Did you fold already?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just had to check it, because if it's It's just I think it
He
was
lost that
close
he
anyways. I think it was a good fold given the odds. We would have stacked him in case we hit, so
Yeah, but, he put 3 out there, and I didn't see that 45 number.
yeah, no problem. It's just with half pot you always have to count the odds. It was really close. It was a break-even call at best, so I think the fold is okay. I think it was a slightly losing call.
What do you want me to do
Because
here?
you have 8 outs, you can multiply it. Just fold it
What do
all
you
the
want
way
me to
off.
do?
Fold.
Hold? Okay.
Just to give you a small rule, how you can calculate the odds.
8 times 2.
When you are on the turn and somebody bets into you, you just count the outs. So you had straight outs that were discounted also by the flush he could have, but I think in most cases people just call the flush three-way. So eights let's see what happens. But you just multiply the outs with 2. So in case we had like 8 real outs, we had like 16% equity only. This means this is like 1 to 4.5, I think, pot odds. And he betted 3 into, what was it, 547. We would have then to count how much he has behind. And I don't know exactly now what his stack was, but was close.
It was
So
down. It was like he had 2.5 left.
yeah, that's definitely not enough, even though the fish had $2. Now,
Wait.
3-bet is for value. This is for me a value 3-bet, but it's never a stack off. Make it a bit bigger.
Oh, sorry.
Just make it $1. When you're out of position, you can add a big blind.
Yeah. I say that all the time on my videos to everybody.
So now this is we hit the pot totally well. I would definitely half pot c-bet and bluff this.
How much?
Half pot. Half pot. I think you can also, it's maybe we have a bit more fold equity if you just bet $1, so half pot and 1 big blind. It's my normal c-bet size when I bluff it like this. Perfectly worked out. I mean, it's the perfect bluff c-bet spot in a 3-bet pot always. Because he can't have ace-king in a lot of cases. I think the higher you move up, the more people also flat ace-king to balance the range. What I think is only necessary versus really good players. By the way, just fold the king 4. And I want to add at this point still that I prefer still playing with a HUD, because you have a lot more infos about the opponents and about their tendencies, and you can exploit them more easier. Yeah, standard open raise, king, queen, spades. Yep, worked out also really well.
Interesting. Small pair, 5-handed, second in.
Yeah, easy open. You should be able to play profitable any pocket pair at any position when you are the pre-flop raiser. So
most of the new clients that come to me, most of them limp with these hands, and they get themselves in so much trouble.
do people still limp these hands?
Yes, they do, especially at these low levels.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
Read less are fold. You can make a case of I would fold it now, because we always have a flop with high cuts, like in 90% of cases, of course, or 100%, close to 100%, unless we hit the flop like deuce, deuce 3 or so, or deuce 3, 4. The problem with this hand is the playability post-flop. I mean, here's a stronger range versus cutoff than versus the button.
Yeah, he was out of position.
We don't know anything about his barreling frequencies, so I would defend this hand when I know how he plays his rebet pots. Since we have no hand, no HUD, and we didn't see anything so far how he plays his rebet pots, we just can call, because we don't want to pay him like 10% of the stack and then always fold to the flop c-bet unless we hit. So I defend this when I know a bit more about the player. I think I would start calling readless 8s definitely in the cutoff versus a 3-bet, because then I can play a bit better post-flop, because yeah.
That's a big bet there.
Yeah.
This is a fold here.
Yeah, this is a fold. I mean, I think on the small stakes, honestly, you could play any 2 in the small blind profitable, but the higher you move up, this will not be possible. Because you get then, I think we didn't even get 1 3-bet, we could try it next time. Yeah, 6-5 off is a fold. Let's open this now because there's these two fishy players behind. I would never open this normally, but they didn't attack us before and they were weak players. So just calling. Yeah, now we just checked down. We didn't hit anything. It's not a good board to bluff c-bet. And now once no.
Oh, I thought you said check it down.
Yeah, but once he checks twice,
Ah,
I think now just bluff the river. It will just make it half pot to fold out random air. Will not work out always, but often enough. We just need to win 1 out of 3 times. So in case he calls us, it's
wow.
okay. I would have bluffed the turn and the river. And
Ah,
then we would have folded the 7.
I got you.
Because once he checks twice, he never has to check in, I would say, 90% of the cases because he would always lead it. We can represent a weak check because we are scared of the straight and check back a hand like, I don't know, check
Yeah,
9 or queen check. And then we can bet twice and take him off a hand like this. So this is my preferred line. I think this was then, did check too fast. I'm sorry, it was my mistake because I said, yeah, good fold. Fold to a7. So always as a general rule, when somebody checks twice out of position, you should bluff twice as default on the lower stakes. I mean, this was also a good run out for us because he can't have a check, and he didn't. And the river bluff then was of course not the greatest, but we had 4 high, and even if we fold out, I don't know, queen high, it's good for us. So that's
right.
why I said just bet half pot to make this fold.
That was my bad because I was going back and forth and I heard you should check it down and I didn't wait for you.
Yeah.
That was my
Normally I would check it down. I would never think he checks this again.
yeah, but he called that raise also with what 7-8, right? Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's people they call anything here on the low stakes seems so.
yeah.
This is not my the
You don't play.
stake I play normal.
What do you play on? What site?
On what sides? I play on various sides. Anything out there up to at the moment NL 400, no limit 400.
What is it like Betfair and some of those sites
Oh
or
yeah, I play microgaming also. Microgaming, Winamax. I wanted to try American card rooms also.
that's the same as this.
Yeah.
American Card Room and True are the same skin.
I think this is good enough to open. Check 5 suited. And check 10 off suited is a fold. Depends also on the action because I'm in Austria. There is also easy game with the check 5, right? I still would open this, try it again, and now we try to play it better than before. Open any 2 in the spot. We also saw he did call really loose, so when he calls 7-8 off, maybe he also calls 6-5 off.
It was suited. I give him credit for that. He had spades.
King 7 is close, you know. I would fold it as default to open like King 9 suited as the weakest hand, maybe King 8. King 7 also want to know that they fold a bit more because we are dominated more. 9-8 definitely open here on the cutoff.
5-handed.
Yeah. It's funny because just playing 2 tables, but we get a lot of action.
This is an action site. Both True and ACR both are action sites.
Yeah. So definitely when you want to bluff, you always have to think about what do you want to fold out. Can you fold out something, and what range do you represent? So when we fold it, this is close one. I think you can open it on the middle position. For players who do fight post flop, don't know what to do very often. I don't recommend opening this, but you can. Yeah, fold 5-3, and I would c-bet this. You can make it half pot or 3/4, whatever you prefer. I personally, this is interesting now. Definitely double barrel because we made the flush draw. Just make it now bigger, because he would always bet an ace bigger on the turn when you choose a half pot sizing on the flop. No, not all in, just 3/4 of the pot.
That's what it was.
Yeah, so we took him off a second pair kind of hand. Just saying, just a 3-bet ace king fast. Yeah, worked out. This check 9 about c-betting about ace high flops, you know. I think you can make a case for half-pot sizing, for 1/3 sizing, and for 3/4 sizing. I don't care what size you choose versus a reg. Yeah, open the a7. You just should choose always the same size, because the better the opponent, then he will pick up when you just seep it air with half-pot and good hands with 3/4. I personally prefer betting bigger, because I also want to bet big my strong hands and to get value. So I think this doesn't really make much difference if you seep it half-pot or 2/3 or 3/4. Also as a bluff, because the bluff is cheaper, but when you have a value hand, you lose value and fold 7-3 off. And the bigger you bet, the more fold equity you have. This is just is in general the case. I think Beluga Whale did once even examine this. I did also a bit of stats research, made aliases, and it's true that this is interesting. No, it's offsuit. It's interesting fold.
I'm just doing it just to draw your eyes because I know you're talking and stuff like that, and I don't want the clock. It's not that I'm trying to convince you to or try to talk you into doing something. I just moving the thing and just
Yeah, it's good, because when I'm talking, sometimes
I'm the same way when I'm coaching.
I lose my mind when I'm talking.
Well, listen, I think that a lot of people would get a lot out of checking out your site. You know, once again, those people that are just watching this, we're on social media. It's fairpokercoaching.com, and you can email them at fairpokercoaching@gmail.com if you've got any questions. We want to hire somebody, or you want to get them that free coaching. They're going to have a group session once a week.
Yep. Probably start within the next 2 weeks. Just see how big the response is now. H3, I think, yeah, cut off a standard open. It's I teach two things also: GTO play, game theoretical optimal play, and exploiting play. I think exploitative play is yeah, definitely Siebert this. When you're yeah, since we did start now half-pot c-betting and tryouts, I like it, and now you definitely bet 3/4. We have a scare card, we have a gadget, we can improve to the best hand, bet 3/4 or 2/3. Worked out perfectly well again. I would also, in case he calls, I would bluff the river, because I think we can take him off a queen on the river in case he calls with queen check or so, the turn. So this would be my preferred line. Fold, 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 fold. And call the, what is, no, it's also, it's a fold, readless. Readless
This is a fold?
I would fold it readless, yes. There's an early precision race, you're dominated, all the aces dominate you. When you hit, you just, oh, we would hit the straight, close to straight flush, right?
Close.
Yeah, 8-4 is also, 8-4 off is a fold. So there is a lot of stuff to discuss. Basically, until you play NL 400, I think it's always exploitative play has higher value, because you lose too much when you're playing a balanced game on the low stakes, because people have so many leaks. And that's why I think you can just adapt versus a few players and balance your range, but versus the majority of the population, you should never balance on the low stakes or mid stakes even.
Hey, Lengo, Dave Romer just came in. He's the lead instructor over at Poker School Online. Hi, Dave. How you doing today? I know you can't talk. You're at your desk working.
Open the fives, yes.
We're just finishing up an hour here. We've got a few more minutes here, but I was going to ask you a question. What was I just going to ask you? Yeah, I was going to ask you a question. NL, what do you call NL 40?
No limit 400 means $400 buy-in is 100 big blind. I think this is just wherever the people.
Is that a 1-2 game?
Check it. It's a 2-4 game. 2-4. The big blind is €4. Definitely call. You've got a pair. Now with pair plus gutshot. This is interesting. This is, I would not. I think I would still call it, because there's a flush draw out there. A 7-8 could bluff. This is not a good card for us. It's probably the worst card of the deck, because everything hit now. Now with an easy fold on the river. Readless. I think this people don't triple barrel bluff enough in this spot, so we can be good in a lot of times when when a non-scare card hits the river. So I like the call, especially blind versus blind where the ranges are really wide. I would not call it a blank 6, but we had a gut shot also to improve in case he continues. Ace 4, you can call, you can 3-bet. Just let's try a 3-bet now. Let's make it $1. The reason is it just plays easy in the 3-bet pot, and we were pretty tight so far, so we will get more credit to a 3-bet in my opinion.
Yeah, those of you joining us late, he is telling me, and I'm doing exactly the first half hour, I was doing things as a client, and he was, and look at this, he came back over the top of 450.
This is an easy fold now. I mean, this is just seems like a fishy player because he made such a committant big 4-bet. It's usually as a stronger range, and he just puts us in a spot where we just can go all in or fold. Pretty bad. Because in case, for example, if you think about bluff 5-bet shipping, what we never do on this limit, of course, but when you move up higher, and he makes a 4-bet like this, we know he will never gonna fold to a shove, so he just takes away the opportunity from us that we can bluff ship in some cases. I open the king 10 and the king queen, let's see what happens. In case this guy opens, he limps. I would either raise this still, even though he's smaller, just make it 40 cents, yes. And open king queen suited. Oh, I did even fold. Didn't expect that. No, I've got the same situation. Yeah, I definitely bet it. I would 3/4. I would
Oh,
not. I would
that's what I
not.
don't like about the site. They don't have a 3/4 and they don't have
Okay.
a full pot bet, and you have to put it in there. And that was my fault.
You know,
I keep
just
forgetting it's a 2/3 here.
yeah,
This is
it's
not
just
right.
we wanna change the size according to the board and not according to
Yeah,
player. And this was a connected board. And when a connected board is, there are a lot of draw hands that can call fold king 5 off. Then we wanna choose a bigger size to give him worse odds in general. So.
yeah.
Um,
I usually play over at full flush poker.
oh, okay. I never tried this side. Thought about it. A6 off is also a fold. It's interesting because normally, this is interesting. No, he's short. Then it's not that interesting. I just fold it. If it would be full stacked, I would think about bluff raising because when people min raise in early positions, they normally are weaker. Want to open more. On these low limits, we can't bluff this short guy, of course, because he will get it in easy.
Yeah, I see a lot of the people that come to me, they make a mistake and they go up against people that don't have enough money to pay them off.
I think ace 10 is close one because we know a weak player. I would fold it now. I would open ace 10 off, MP earliest. Check 5 suited is still a fold. This problem with this suited hand, first he didn't ISO raise to 4, so I rather like a bluff 3-bet than an overcall, even though there's a weak player on the left side of us, but this hand just plays so terrible. So I don't want to bluff this anyways, and we don't know if there are a lot of fishes also overcall the ISO 3-bet then, so and this would be the worst case scenario when we 3-bet the fish calls and the reg calls and we have a bullshit hand. But we would have had the nuts now.
Bet this or check it?
Once he did check to you, right?
Check.
Yeah, definitely bet, bluff it. You can make 2/3, half pot, whatever you prefer. This is enough. As default, you should always bet when somebody checks to you. The queen is again
Yep.
a card that hits us pretty well in this spot.
Two sitting out playing four-handed.
Ace 4 is, yeah, a race. Definitely 2 streets of value. Just bet it out. This is, don't forget, this is blind versus blind where the ranges are the widest. So I would not be scared about having him a better ace because ace queen is king normally 3-bets. So the best ace he most likely has is an ace jack hand. This would I would check this even in a limp pot, and he can call a queen twice. There are a lot of draws possible like jack 10. So queen will also call twice because of this drawiness of the board, so I like the value bet with weak kicker. Also open checks 3 suited. So always you have to consider your positions, the ranges they play against each other, and the board connection. Yeah. How many viewers do we've got? Or do they just watch later on?
Well, a lot of them, it's daytime here. Everybody's at work. Most of the people are at work and things like
Okay.
that.
Maybe we should then do it next time more in the evening.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's
yeah, normally
hold it.
I fold it. It's just an offsuit to it.
But a lot of people will watch it once I post it up on Facebook and things like that.
Okay.
So it'll probably be an hour from now because when I do it, I've got a video I did this morning on a sit and go. But I'll process yours first and then I'll process the other one.
Yeah, fold do 7 off. Ace check in middle position is standard raise. There were a lot of standard spots.
30.
6 2 suited also fold in case he
He's gonna go.
I think he's also unfolding. Oh no, the screen is frozen. Are you still there? Okay. I lost connection. Hello?
Hello, you there?
I'm back again, we lost connection. Could you
Yeah, we were just trying to wind it up at the end of the next time we get around to the big blind. They're saying that they can't see the second table.
Sorry, could you share the screen again?
Yeah, but are you seeing? Were you seeing the second table when you were watching?
Just check it on the right side. No, I did close it before. I just see partly the second table. That's true. We only see the left table.
I don't know what happened then. So the videos got messed up. Then shoot, I hate this double layout. That's we're in the big blind here, so
Just
I mean,
we
we're
can
in,
do next time anyways. Just we will work on this one table, or
right.
just maybe you can move the right table on the bottom of the left side.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to end this at this point anyhow. I'm dealing me out and everything. I just wanted to thank everybody for coming in, and I'll give you a copy of this thing. But if it didn't come out, let me just check here at the end here. Let me see what. See, yeah, it's not showing the table, so that's the problem.
I mean, we can make
Tap
a second
table.
coaching if you want to.
I don't know why it did that, and it's not supposed to do that. Oh, I know why it did it. I didn't go to the two. I didn't go to the. It's my fault. And those that are watching, I should have went here to the two table format. Watch. Like that, and I forgot to go. I went to the wrong one.
You know,
See?
did you record it correctly? Because I did record it also on my screen, so I could share you my video.
Well, I tried to record it, but I don't think it's going to come out properly because I picked the wrong overlay.
Okay, I can send you my record, and
Okay.
then you can check it. If it doesn't fit, we do it again also.
Okay. No problem. For those that are watching, thank you very much. I appreciate it very much. And I do appreciate the fact that Johann spent some of his precious time with us today, giving us a lot of good tips. And I hope that we have a video that we can put up to, we can share. It might take a little while since I screwed things up, but that's my fault, not his. Thanks everybody. Take care.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and till next time.